Hey VC, it's me Roger back with another video. Hope you're all doing well out there. Cheers. Yeah, in the background, listening to a little patch I put together. Letting it do its thing. This way I control the music in the background and no one's going to give me a hard time about copyright. As if anybody would want to copyright this noise. I've been really distracted by this thing. And I've been trying to keep out of the record stores, but you know how it is. I can't totally stay away. And I pre-ordered some things like this. I'm going to take this out of the sleeve. I apologize for the awful tearing sound. But this cover's so nice I got to show it to you. This is Chris Forsyth and the Solar Motel Band, The Rarity of Experience. Rarity of Experience. Yeah, I did the special mail order thing so I could get the bonus 7-inch, limited to 300 copies. Yeah, Chris Forsyth. Really nice. Double album. Nice gatefold. Beautiful artwork. I've shown his records before. And actually, I've been taking guitar lessons with him via Skype. He lives in Philadelphia. I've taken 4. I'm going to keep going with him, although I've been really distracted by that thing. But yeah, really interesting guitarist. He'd studied with Richard Lloyd of television, and you know, there's a definite television vibe here, but also a definite Grateful Dead vibe, and some avant and jazz. Daniel Carter plays on some of this. I would say this is his best record yet. Again, a gorgeous gatefold. And the bonus 7-inch is nice too. Yeah. Jack Rose song, Wood Piles on the Side of the Road. He sings on this a little bit, and he does a cover of Richard Thompson's Calvary Cross. It's really interesting cover. Good stuff. That's the only new record I have. A couple of reissues that I asked Grammys to get a hold of for me. Yes, Harmonia, music on Harmonia. Their first record, originally on Brain, from 1974. This came out last year on Groenland Records. Now, these things came with a little sticker that said, digitally remastered. I thought of you, Zach, if you're watching, Zeke the Vinyl Geek. You know, I know where you're coming from. That sticker did not make me super happy, although I would assume that most reissues like this are done digitally, but I'm of the opinion that digital is not necessarily bad if they did it properly at high resolution. And this really does sound pretty good, I think. It's on nice heavy vinyl, pressed in Germany at Palace, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on the dead wax thing. They reproduced the green Brain label, which is cool, and the gatefold, and you know, unless it fell in my lap, I have no hope of really owning an original, and I'm not sure I would pay, you know, what it costs, you know. And their second record, Deluxe. Great, you know, krautrock. You know, they came out of Neu! And Cluster, and to tell you the truth, this record especially is one of the great German electronic records. And this is beautiful too, Deluxe. You know, with the strong dollar, these are pretty cheap, so I'm happy. This is a reissue too. Boards of Canada. I think the title is High Scores, although I can't find that title anywhere on here, but then again, I'm going kind of blind. On Scam, from 1996. Yeah, an EP, I guess just before they signed with Warp, and yeah, great electronic music. But, you know, modern, 96. This, I guess, is a repress, FKA Twigs' first EP, self-titled. It's another slightly disturbing cover. So yeah, now I have all three of her records. And I can't say that I like this music, but I find it really, really interesting, particularly the production. It so goes against a lot of conventions of, you know, R&B, hip-hop, soul pop music. It's like there's multiple tempos fighting against each other, and it's very glitchy, and things aren't always synced together, you know, like you would expect, and it's slightly disturbing to listen to, as are the lyrics, which you know, domestic violence seems to be a running theme. So it's not fun, hey, let's party music. But I'll tell you this, as long as I'm rambling here, it's interesting to me that it's in pop music like this. What is this pop music? That really experimental, artistic, challenging things are happening. It's kind of sad to me that it's not in classical music that anyone ever hears. It's not in jazz, again, that anyone ever hears. But, you know, there's room in pop music for wild stuff. And yeah, you know, I don't know that I like it, but that's beside the point. All right. Cheers, VC. So that's it for new records. Saw this at Grimey's, looked it up on Discogs and thought, all right, this looks cool. Space art. Trip in the Head Center. French synth progressive prog, 1977. Music by Dominique Perrier and Roger Rizzitelli. Their second record, apparently. Yeah, I really couldn't find much information about it. Cleaned it up and played it, you know, posted a picture on Facebook, and people seemed into it. It's got its moments. It's a little more symphonic and than I normally go for, but it has its moments, and that's a great cover. Pretty cool electronic prog stuff. Here's a record I've read about a lot, but never had. Famous Blue Raincoat, the songs of Leonard Cohen by Jennifer Warnes on Cypress Records from 1986. Back when I used to read Stereophile and Absolute Sound and magazines like that, this was always touted as being like this audiophile spectacular and, you know, reference recording that, you know, this is on Harry Pearson's Records to Die For, I think, or at least used to be. And therefore it's kind of hard to find, and it was a little pricey, but it's meant promo copy, and it does sound really good. It is, some of it is definitely reference level material. The problem is, 1986, some of the production is just a little too, I'm going to say, just a little too digital, and it dates the sound, you know. As nice as it sounds, you know, I think we've come a long way since 1986 in digital technology. So anyway, I'm glad to have this. It's fun. It's, you know, beautiful songs. She's a beautiful singer, but, you know, you can kind of see why she was never going to be a big star, you know. Kind of homely. But yeah, Famous Blue Raincoat. Alright, we're 10 minutes in. The rest of this is jazz. so you jazz heads might enjoy this. Charles Mingus, my favorite quintet, originally came out on Mingus Records, his own private press, in, 64, something like that. Great quintet with Charles McPherson, Danny Richmond, Jackie Byard, Lonnie Hillier. So this is a fantasy reissue from, hard to tell, 70s, I guess. Jacket is a little beat, but the vinyl cleaned up great. Terrific. I've had this on CD for a while. Nice to have some Mingus on vinyl. Don't see that around very much. Another cool one, McCoy Tyner Trio. Zora Haynes and Henry Grimes, great bass player. Reaching Forth on Impulse, original, the gatefold, and yeah, great record. If you watch my channel, you know how much I love McCoy Tyner, and his Impulse records are, you don't see him around. I was super excited to see this. Cleaned up great, really awesome. As did this. Check this out, Unit Structures by Cecil Taylor. Original Blue Note with Van Gelder and the Dead Wax, from 1965, I believe. Some writing on the back here is kind of amusing. Previous owners, I guess. What a great record. One of Cecil's classic records. I mean, Enter Evening is just one of the most beautiful pieces of modern jazz ever. And if you have a hard time with Cecil, this is a great record to try to get into where he's coming from. And a great band with Eddie Gil Stevens Jr. on trumpet, Jimmy Lyons on alto sax, his longtime compatriot, Ken McIntyre on alto sax, oboe, and bass clarinet, Henry Grimes again on bass, Alan Silva also on bass, and Andrew Surreal on drums. Yeah, killer. Another one I've had on CD forever, but it's like to have it on vinyl. This is a nice find too. You know, I keep going back to this store because these jazz records keep trickling out. I don't know what the deal is. They put them on eBay, they don't sell, they put them out on the racks, and I scoop them up if I'm there at the right time. The Essence of George Russell. Originally came out on Sonet, Norwegian label, recorded in Stockholm with a bunch of Norwegian Scandinavian musicians, including a young Terry Ripdahl and what's his name? Bass and drummer that were on all those ECM records. Big band. But this is not your typical big band stuff. So yeah, originally came out on Sonet, recorded in 66 and 67, came out on Sonet in 71, and this is a Soul Note reissue from 1983. I'm going to open this one up too because it's another beautiful gatefold. Yeah, The Essence of George Russell. So, 3/4 of this is Electronic Sonata for Souls Loved by Nature. Yeah, an hour-long piece for a large ensemble that just goes in so many different directions. George Russell taught at NEC when I was there. I didn't take any classes with him. He was in a different department, but I had friends who studied with him, and I went to a couple lectures that he gave. And really interesting guy. Really, really tried to codify, the bebop language and turn it into a composer's art, which made him kind of overlooked, I think. This is awesome, The Essence of George Russell. So excited to find out. This is a really nice find too. Tanja by Randy Weston on Polydor from 1973. You don't see Randy Weston records around very much. this is beautiful. Again, a large ensemble, and there's a little bit of singing. It's got a real lovely Afro-Cuban vibe. He plays some nice electric piano on some of this. This is great. I was actually surprised at how good this was. Nice find. Tanja by Randy Weston. All right, now I'm going to finish up with the last find. A classic ECM. Enrico Rava, The Pilgrim and the Stars from 1975. With Enrico Rava on trumpet, John Abercrombie on guitar, Palle Danielson on bass, John Christensen on drums. They're the ones who play on that George Russell record. Yeah, this is great. You know, some really electrifying electric guitar playing from John Abercrombie. Some real like nice groovy Miles kind of moments, and also some like slower ECM-y kind of thing. This is great record, great ECM. Pilgrim and the Stars by Enrico Rava. That's it. Like I said, trying to keep out of the record stores. Right. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your comments and your likes and your online friendship. Really appreciate it. I'll see you soon.